Hello and welcome back to Dirty 30, the show where Lauren and I talk about just the facts and do so in only 30 minutes. So join us tonight as we climb to the top of Mount Rushmore once again to determine who we think deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of male actors. This week on the Dirty 30.
The Brew Interviews, Coast to Coast, Brews, Faves, and more with Lauren and Robbie.
This episode of Dirty 30 is sponsored by AdamandEve.com, but you'll hear more about them later on in the show. For now, Lauren, how you been?
Wow, Robbie, I literally took a sip of beer as soon as you said that. I've been all right. I've been playing a lot of Zelda, Breath of the Wild recently, so that's...
Suck up a lot of time.
It sucks up a lot of time. Like, I'm living in squalor right now, to be completely honest. I need to, do some fucking dishes. Too worried about freeing divine beasts.
What do you mean squalor? Oh, okay. Living like a hobo, I got it.
Yeah, basically. That and my uterus started shedding today for the first time since, May, so I'm a little bloated. But...
So what are you drinking?
All right, well, because I'm a little bloated, I went kind of a different route this week instead of beer. I am drinking the really hoppy one, sparkling hopped tea. So basically it's black tea that's been dry hopped with Simcoe and Citra hops. There's no alcohol in it, but it tastes literally just like an IPA. It's bitter and piney, and I really like that tea taste of it. I kind of wish that more beers had that. But it's delicious, and if you're looking for a non-alcoholic alternative to beer, I would absolutely recommend this. Look at it, even looks like an IPA.
Yeah, most non-alcoholic beers taste not just like the real thing, but
this
basically
is
the same thing.
Yeah, but this is if you had handed that to me and didn't tell me that it was tea, I would believe that that's an IPA. It's so similar. That in hop, I think it's hop or hop water from Sierra Nevada. Or yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Sorry, my bad. No, Lagunitas. That tastes just like that's more like seltzer. That's hop flavored, but this actually has the taste consistency of a beer.
I have yet to try that one. I haven't seen it, to be fair, actually.
I got it at Whole Foods, because I get Whole Foods delivered, so I just got a few cans. They have a white tea one. They have a few different ones, and they're all really good. I think that this one is my favorite. It's the orange one, but it has
Who
caffeine in it. Hoplark, and I don't know where they're from. Boulder, Colorado. It's basically, it's like a craft brewed tea, essentially.
It's like kombucha, but beer.
Yeah.
Non-alcoholic.
Yeah, kind of.
I gotcha.
Yeah. How have you been, Robbie? What are you drinking? Both of those questions. Yeah, answer them both.
I'm sore. My legs are sore as shit. All my workouts, I've been supersetting them with lunges because I was like, I've never done this before, and I regret it. And
why would you do lunges?
Because I don't do enough legs as it is, so so now I've been doing that for 4 days now, and I'm like, oh, I'll recover. I haven't recovered.
No, they hurt my knees. I can't do them.
Yeah, they do bust my knees a little bit, but It's okay because I'm drinking bourbon, so I have no pain.
Just straight bourbon?
Oh yeah, all the time. I'm drinking one of my favorite bourbons, Basil Hayden's.
Does it taste like basil?
It does not.
Well, that sucks.
I love this bourbon. It used to be $20 to $22 a bottle. Now it's $34 a bottle.
Oh no! Everyone found out what it is.
Exactly. It's over the last 4 or 5 years that I've been drinking it, and just seeing the price go slowly up and up and up. So that kind of sucks. No. So now every once in a while I get it as opposed to every time. But
why is that one your favorite?
It's just so smooth. And well, for the price at the time, it was so smooth and easy drinking, and it was just a good quality bourbon. But I think now they know what kind of product they have compared to the market, so they're just let's just bump up the price.
Oh no. Is it still worth it? Is the taste still worth the price of it?
For me, yeah. I mean, this is the kind of bourbon I would give to non-bourbon drinkers, because it doesn't have that. It doesn't have that same kind of alcohol-y bite or burn like certain ones, and it's just smooth. It's very smooth.
All right, I probably will try it at some point and think that it's not any of those things, but
Steph tried it, and she's not a bourbon drinker, and she's like, it's not bad. She could actually sip it.
All right, well, maybe I could. I tend to stay away from those kind of alcohols, but
it's good for you.
No, not for me.
So as you heard in the intro, we are doing another Mount Rushmore episode. This time it's going to be male actors. If you haven't listened to the first, we've only done one, right? We've only done one Mount Rushmore episode, I believe. Singers?
Yeah, singers.
It was singers. What we're going to do is go over the top 4 people in certain industries. Someone who is iconic, someone who has changed their industry, whether it be acting in this case, singing, television, movies, I mean, literally any kind of subject.
Yeah.
And this time we decided to do male actors. So before all of you go, oh, where's all the females? Listen, shut your woke ass up. We're going to do a female list. We just decided to separate it as opposed to put it together because it's easier just mentally.
And we are doing men first because we flipped a coin and that's what won.
I electronically Google flipped a coin. Okay?
So Google decided.
Google decided. Google is very chauvinistic.
Honestly, I think that a female episode would have been much easier for me.
Oh,
I had a really hard time putting this list together because
I wrote everybody's name down.
I just don't watch movies. So part of the struggle was I know that there are actors out there that people name as iconic, but I literally haven't seen anything that they're in. So I have no reference to their acting skill at all.
So I kind of came into the same problem because there's a lot of actors that you would put up as iconic, but I don't think they're not iconic to me. They're iconic to the public. They're iconic to everybody else.
And sometimes I'm not even sure why people think that they're are they just iconic because people have said they're iconic at this point? Are they still iconic? So
I went a little against the grain and against the rules that I set up for Mount Rushmore, basically, because I was like, I'm gonna fucking pick 4 actors in my personal Mount Rushmore.
See, I wish that you had told me that, because then it would have been.
Because I couldn't do that. I couldn't decide. I couldn't do this because I didn't know enough about some of these people that I knew should be on the Mount Rushmore, but they wouldn't never be on my Mount Rushmore.
Right. I kind of found a happy medium, ones that I would think are iconic, but not my favorite actors.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think I hit one of those. So we're gonna get right off because this is a dirty 30, so we only have 22 minutes. Lauren, you want to start?
Oh, sure. All right. So my first pick for Mount Rushmore is John Wayne.
John Wayne.
John Wayne. I mean,
yeah, you had a crush on him or something, right?
No, definitely not. But my family friends in Florida, the guy is the biggest John Wayne fan on the planet, and he had one room dedicated to all John Wayne memorabilia, and that was the guest room that I stayed in when we were there. So he's just been ingrained into my DNA at this point, I think. But who else is more iconic when you think about cowboy movies, really? He was in almost 180
oh yeah, well him and
films.
Clint Eastwood were the cowboy movie guys. Yeah,
exactly. So I think that if you picture one guy for an entire genre of movies, he should definitely be on a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I can see that. My dad watched all the westerns, the John Wayne, the Clint Eastwood and stuff like that. I could never get into it because I always thought they were hokey and not well done, which is stupid because I watched hokey horror movies all the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, why can't I like this? But yeah, I understand John Wayne.
Yeah, and I'm not a Western fan. I literally can't even stand to watch them. So that's saying something, I feel you know?
Yeah, I think he's recognizable. It's kind of like how we did with certain singers where people like Michael Jackson, everybody knows who Michael Jackson is.
Right.
You might not be a fan, but you know who he is. Yeah, John Wayne. I didn't even think about John Wayne, so that's not bad.
Woohoo, I win. All right, Robbie, what's your first pick?
So, as I said, I kind of did my personal one, and normal people would do Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks, Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington, all these amazing actors.
Yep.
But they're not my favorites. I could not decide between these. So my first one is Harrison Ford.
Okay. I thought about putting him on my list to be complete, because Indiana Jones, right?
Indiana Jones, and he was Han Solo.
Yeah.
2 of the most iconic characters in cinematic history.
Yes.
And he was badass. How could he not be on my list? I don't know. Yeah, the Indiana Jones movies were huge for my childhood anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
Star Wars, I got into a little bit later. I still appreciated them, but I think Indiana Jones was his just golden era of movies.
Oh, 100%.
Not to mention he was in Blade Runner, which is also a very highly regarded, I guess, sci-fi movie. I don't really like Blade Runner, but I know it's big
Never
in the
seen
sci-fi
it.
community. Yeah, it's not worth it. And he was also Jack Ryan in the Tom Clancy series, which was kind of a big deal. It was kind of like James Bond, but not as well known. Like if
Yeah.
you read Tom Clancy books, you knew who Jack Ryan was. There have been multiple iterations of Jack
Now,
Ryan.
Isn't like
John
Jim from
Krasinski.
The Office playing
Yeah,
him?
Jim
Yeah.
from The Office is now Jack Ryan. He does an okay Jack Ryan. He plays kind of like a wussier Jack
Ugh.
Ryan. The other
Step
ones
it
were
up.
more like the other ones were kind of like more take charge. Let's go kill some terrorists kind of thing. But I mean, how can you not like Harrison Ford? He's a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of his eccentricism.
Yeah, he's eccentric.
He is very eccentric. So Harrison Ford definitely at the top.
You know, he like crashed his plane a couple years ago, right?
Did he?
Yeah, just like buy some houses. He
Right
like,
into Callista Flockhart's pussy.
yeah. All right, and on that note,
He's married to Callista Flockhart.
I'm gonna go with Jack Nicholson.
Okay. Jack Nicholson?
Yeah, I feel like he has been in like some pretty iconic movies. He has a really like diverse like acting style. Like he can be in like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and like
I love that movie.
Anger Management. You know what I mean? Like it's just like like he can do the whole spectrum.
One's a great movie, one's
yeah, well that's what I mean. But like
The Shining? You skipped over The Shining.
well, that's
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
that's where I was going back to. I was coming back to The Shining. Well, actually, I was gonna say, but only if we put him on Mount Rushmore, like of that face, you know, like Johnny in the door, like
Yeah.
that I would be supportive of.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson. It's a weird one. I can see why he'd be up there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he's just weird.
You don't have to agree with it, Robbie.
No, I know. Yeah, we're never gonna agree on our list for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like watch too many movies with him besides The Shining and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I feel like he's in a lot of things.
He's in a lot of random stuff.
Yeah, that's what makes him fun.
And eccentric.
He
A lot
was
of
in
these people are
Batman too,
eccentric.
wasn't he? He was a Joker.
Yeah, he was the Joker. Everybody loved him as the Joker. I fucking hated him as the Joker.
Really? I haven't seen that one.
Oh, I couldn't stand him. The 90s Batman movies are just...
I feel like a lot of
they're a
90s
tough
movies
watch.
are just tough to watch.
Yeah, but this one even more, because there's no good makeup. There's no good
It's just all
action.
bad.
It's
All the
just
costumes
awkward.
are horrible. It's just not good.
Oh, it's really bad. Especially the George Clooney one where he couldn't turn his neck in the suit, the bat suit. So he had to turn his whole body to turn his head. It's fucking hilarious. So Jack Nicholson. Not bad. All right, my next one is Sir Ian McKellen.
Oh, yes. All right, cool. I like it. I like it.
Not only is he like just interesting to listen to in all of his interviews, he's just a very interesting person. He has a deep history with theater, mostly theater.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is funny because he's known for being Gandalf and
Yes.
Magneto from the X-Men.
Yep.
And that's my reason he's on here, is because he played another one of the most iconic characters in cinematic history is Gandalf.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you can't argue against the Lord of the Rings movies.
No, I love Lord of the Rings.
They aged
So
like a
that's
fine
Elijah
wine.
Wood is my next one. No, just kidding.
So this 5'1" guy.
Listen, Frodo over here. Okay.
Oh my god. He was the least interesting character on Lord of the Rings.
I know.
But yeah, Sir Ian McKellen, he's amazing. He's done a lot of movies that people have probably not seen. He was in Sherlock Holmes. He played
Yep.
Sherlock Holmes, so that's kind of another iconic character that he played that nobody really remembers.
I feel like the Sherlock Holmes movies like never get like the credit they deserve. Like they're always just kind of overlooked.
The Johnny Depp ones I love the Johnny Depp ones. Not Johnny Depp. Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I was
That's what
gonna say.
say.
I'm like, I was like,
Not Johnny Depp.
I don't know those ones, Robbie.
Speaking of eccentric, but he played Mr. Holmes, which was like the old version of Sherlock. Like in his later years, it was a whole different. It was a good movie, but nothing award worthy. As Gandalf or Magneto, he plays Magneto. He's the only person to really play Magneto, at least an older Magneto, in any movie. So I think that kind of, I don't know. In the nerd charts, he's at the top.
You can have him.
Yeah.
I'd replace Jack Nicholson.
He's
with
gay,
him.
Lauren.
That's fine. I know. I'm not mad about this choice at all. It's totally fine with me, Robbie.
You have to watch his interviews with him and Sir Patrick Stewart.
They're
so funny.
I asked my mom who she thought the best actor of all time was, and she said Patrick Stewart.
Really?
Yes.
I love that. He made my honorable mentions because he's amazing. Yeah, he plays Dr. Xavier and Jean-Luc Picard, but Star Trek sucks dick, so.
Oh, there it is. Robbie said it.
Yeah, we all know it.
Well, you're not wrong.
Trekkies know it. They're just mad.
Yeah.
So, Sir Ian McKellen. Lauren, what's your next one?
My next one is Robin Williams. Robbie. Robin Williams.
As an actor, okay.
Yeah, I feel like Robin Williams is also like such a diverse actor. Like he can do like Dead Poet Society, Jack, but also do like Flubber
Jack.
and Mrs. Doubtfire. Like, and plus all of his voice acting that he's done, like for every character, you know, like Genie.
Yeah,
come on.
I didn't factor in voice acting at all.
I factored it into the diversity aspect of it. And I just think that like he's a voice that you hear and you know who he is. And any role that you give him, he can do. Like,
yeah, he's done a lot of good stuff. Awakenings is one of my favorite movies with him. What Dreams May Come can go. That one was.
I don't think I saw that one.
That one's a weird one. I didn't really like him in that. But I mean, Patch Adams.
Yeah,
one of the
I was
best
just gonna say
performances.
Patch Adams.
Yep. The Genie. I mean, yeah, he's definitely done a wide variety of things, not just comedic.
Yeah, like and
He never did horror.
No, not even Jumanji. We forgot about Jumanji. Robbie.
Jumanji.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Took place in our hometown.
I know.
Yeah, Jumanji.
Christ.
I love Jumanji.
Yeah. So
Not that shitty one with Kevin Hart and Jack Black, even though I love Jack Black. But
is that the new one?
yeah, those are the
I
new
won't
ones.
even watch it. I won't even watch it.
I still haven't seen it. Unless it's free online, I'm not going to watch
Yeah,
it.
I'm not even gonna watch it, even if it is free. This is me boycotting it.
You barely watch the movies we review. So-
Yeah, you.
and those have to
you're
be
not wrong.
free.
Yeah,
I think we did our Fave Fives comedians. How long ago?
like our second episode.
Something like that.
Yeah,
And I think Robin Williams, I think, was on both of our.
yeah,
top
he
comedians,
absolutely was. He was like my
Yeah.
third one, and he was your number one, and you
Oh,
were
yeah.
so mad because I spoiled it for you.
So. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, now I remember it. It's coming back.
Oops.
All right, so Robin Williams. I did not see that coming.
Well, what's your next one, Robbie?
Mine is Sylvester Stallone.
I knew that you were gonna put him on there, but like it was kind of in my bones. I felt it.
I'm picking people who were just iconic characters in my childhood.
Uh,
And Rambo and Rocky are literally two of the biggest franchises that cinema has ever seen, next to like the Marvel movies and Star Wars and
I
stuff
mean,
like
yeah, there's a statue of like Rocky and
that. Yeah, in Philadelphia.
in Philadelphia, so like it doesn't get too much more iconic.
Exactly. First Blood, which is people call it Rambo, but the movie's not called Rambo. It's called First Blood. The second movie is called Rambo: First Blood Part 2. Anyway,
Wow.
the first Rambo movie in quotations is one of my favorite movies because it's more than just action and killing. There's drama. There's mostly just drama, but
Mostly just drama, and then
Because it's
more
based-
killing.
and more killing. But it's based off the book, so it's more like an internal like struggle with his PTSD from Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the book, he kills himself at the end.
That's
In
horrible.
the movie, yeah, exactly. Like that's why it was all about Vietnam and PTSD. And in the movies, they were like, you know what, this is gonna make some money. Let's make 2 more after this. So they
Yeah,
decided.
of course.
So they decided not to kill. Which I mean was fine if you had read the book. Who cares? But I don't think the other 2 Rambo movies hold a candle to the first one. But yeah, and Rocky. How many Rockies were there? 5 or 6, and then he did the Creed movies, which was Apollo Creed's son, and it just keeps on going. He's done so much stuff. He was also Judge Dredd. I think only 2 people have ever been Judge Dredd, and he was the first one to do it in 1995. And he was in Demolition Man, which is another like sci-fi. If there was a Mount Rushmore of sci-fi, like it'd be up there with a bunch of other shit. But
I don't know what any of those things are, Robbie.
I know. And he did a porn.
He did a porn.
He did a porn. It wasn't a good porn.
Did we talk about that on our porn episode?
I don't know. It's called The Italian Stallion, if I remember correctly.
All right, everyone go look it up. Let us know how it is.
Go look up his porn. And I think he's a good actor. I think later on in his years, when he started getting like Botox and whatever he did to his fucking face,
Yeah.
it affected everything he did in acting. He did good in
Yeah.
Creed, but it's just not
Is he
the same.
doing stuff now? I feel like he's in something now, or like was recently.
He came out with the last Rambo movie.
He was still doing them now?
Yeah.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
fucking violent, too. It was violent.
Oh my God.
It was good. It wasn't like the old ones, but it was good.
I should watch them, I think.
Mm-hmm. Especially the first one. The first one's not like gore crazy or like kill crazy. It's really not at all. It's more of like,
I mean, I don't mind. Like, I don't really like a lot of gore, but I'm okay with like a lot of like fight scenes, you know?
yeah, but even then it's not that bad. It's just more of an internal struggle, and it's really good. If you haven't seen First Blood, the first Rambo movie, then please
I'll watch
do.
it. Do you know if I can watch it somewhere now? Like, is it on something? I'll look it up. Don't worry
I
about it.
don't know. Yeah. And it's probably like $1 to rent online somewhere. So, all right, Lauren, what is your last? Is it your last? Yeah.
Yeah, it is my last.
Your last Mount Rushmore.
Well, Robbie, before I reveal my last choice to the world, I think that we should hear a word from our sponsors.
Are you like my lesbian podcast partner Lauren and stuck in a boring, sexless relationship?
Wait, what?
Luckily, there's a website for you.
I'm boring?
Adam and Eve is an online store where you get all the bedroom essentials to help spice up your relationship.
Can we get back to this sexless thing?
With an assortment of adult toys, lingerie, and sexy accessories, Adam and Eve has got you covered in the bedroom, or in the kitchen, or in the public library bathroom, basically anywhere you can have sex.
The library?
And even if you're not in a relationship, Adam and Eve has got your lonely ass covered as well. With an assortment of lubes, toys, and other pleasurable items, AdamandEve.com will make you feel like you're not jerking off alone in your apartment ever again. So remember, if you're gay, straight, lesbian, bisexual, pansexual, pan-fried, or even deep-fried, Adam and Eve has got you covered in the bedroom. So head over to AdamandEve.com and use our promo code BREW4U and get 50% off almost any item in store. That's promo code BREW4U, the number 4, at checkout and get 50% off almost any item. And when you do, you also get 10 free gifts, courtesy of AdamandEve.com, including 6 spicy movies and a 3-piece bonus kit. It's like a 3-piece chicken bucket, but, better. Now get out there and do some consensual the kind where you stick your in their then you get the Thousand Island dressing, you rub it all over your and you just jam it in there. You know what I'm saying?
Salad dressing?
AdamandEve.com for all your needs. Cheers.
All right, so obviously for the last Mount Rushmore pick, I have to choose Donald Sutherland because I need to have the Sutherland name engraved into the mountains for all of the rest of time. Like, I just have to set my family up for like some sort of happiness in the future.
Remember all those names that I put in the beginning? Like those super famous names. And you chose Donald Sutherland.
Yeah. No, obviously Donald Sutherland is not my last pick. But I don't know, Robbie. I'm having like a hard time deciding on this one.
Is it Leo?
He was on my honorable mention, but I think I'm going to replace him like as the last one. I love Leonardo DiCaprio.
I hate it.
I don't care. I love him. Like everything that he's in,
Are you choosing Leo?
I am. I'm going to choose Leonardo DiCaprio.
Then choose Leo.
I did. And I think he's a good person. He's worried about the planet.
Yeah, but he also has sex with really, 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 really young girls. But yeah, it's
No, I don't know anything about that.
Not illegal girls. I think he's good about that. But as most humans should be. But
as everyone should be, not most. Everyone should be.
It's a running joke that he is always dating or hooking up with like 19-year-old girls.
Hey, man. If you're famous and they're legal and it's all consensual,
get them while they're young.
I mean,
what?
If you're not a famous single movie star, like for that reason, then like why be one?
Lauren said it here first. The only reason to be a famous actor is to fuck young girls.
No, but that is not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that like he's like a famous movie star. He's single. If it's all consensual, like. Why the fuck wouldn't you take advantage of that?
He's
like,
an
come
ugly
on,
dude.
He's not ugly. I don't. All right, with facial hair, he's pretty ugh. I don't like him with facial hair.
I just never was a huge fan of Leo. I like him in Django Unchained, just because that movie was amazing to begin with. But I feel like the reason he didn't win, was it an Oscar or whatever he was trying to get, is because he played kind of the same character every single time. They were slightly different variations, but like Django Unchained and Catch Me If You Can and Wolf of Wall Street and certain characters, they'd all just kind of the same kind of attitude, like cocky attitude, and it was always the same thing, except for What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
I was just
That
gonna
was totally
say
different.
that's, or like Titanic, like that's not really the same.
But even
either,
Titanic, he was a cocky little kid. I mean, it was different, but
yeah,
it was the same kind of cocky character, and that's the one reason I never really liked him. But
well,
I can see why he'd be on that mountain.
yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your last one, Robbie? He replaced Morgan Freeman, so that's.
Morgan Freeman is on my honorable mentions.
Well, he is on my honorable mentions now too.
All right, so we covered him. He's basically God, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's enough said.
Aside from David Attenborough, he's the best narrator for anything. David Attenborough did the Planet Earth series and
Yeah,
all
okay.
the nature documentaries.
Yeah,
He's amazing too.
Yeah, I agree.
The number one, basically, I did rank these. Basically, the number one on my Mount Rushmore is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, okay. I
If
dig
you were
it.
a kid in the 80s and the 90s.
I thought about it. I thought about putting him on a list.
Yeah, it's got to be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well,
He
the
was
Terminator
fucking
series, like,
Terminator.
come on.
He was Dutch in Predator, which Predator is an amazing movie that everybody loves in the sci-fi community. He was Mr. Freeze in Batman and Robin in 1997. He was the main character in Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, I was just gonna say his Christmas movie.
Exactly. He's Harry Tasker in True Lies, which with Jamie Lee Curtis, which is an amazing movie. If you haven't seen True Lies, see True Lies.
I'll have
was
to
in-
see True Lies.
Total Recall, which is another kind of sci-fi actiony, great, and Commando. Commando was kind of like the answer to Rambo movies back in the day,
Gotcha.
but he was still a badass.
Why did they have to choose Commando? Like,
They needed something. Rambo, Commando.
so why would you use Commando? Like, that just makes me picture Arnold Schwarzenegger with no underwear.
I don't
Like,
know if that was
on.
really a popular term back in the day, though. This was 85 when that came out, so I don't know if that
I
was
feel
really
like Commando was a term always.
Was it? I don't know. We'd have to look that up.
Yeah, we should look that up. I feel like
was
that
also
was
in
a
Running
bad
Man.
choice.
He was in The Running Man, which I hate The Running Man, but I like
I don't
Arnold
even know what that
Schwarzenegger.
is.
And he was the fucking governor. He was the governator.
The Governator.
How many actors were governors? You know what I mean?
I feel
I can
like
think
a
of-
couple have been.
Have they?
I feel like it.
I can think of a wrestler, Jesse Ventura. Jesse the Body Ventura was the governor of Minnesota. I think it was Minnesota, but that's the only other one I can think of.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll get back to you.
Did you watch Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff?
Not really.
No.
No, I've never
Nothing?
seen Terminator. Like, I
never
want
seen
to see.
Terminator?
I want to see them. Like, that was one of my favorite rides at Universal. Like that, like the Terminator one. But
First
yeah,
three.
no.
You got to watch the first three Terminators. at
I will.
least.
I want to see and I want to see them all. Like, I saw like the ads for the new ones, like the trailers for the new ones that
Yeah.
either had just come out or I don't know. The one I don't remember the last time I went to the movies, but I saw it in the movies. Like,
There was a recent one.
yeah, it looked good.
Last stand,
Yeah, something like
last
that.
last call. I don't know if I can. There's too many of them now, but the first three is definitely worth a watch.
All right, I'll look into them.
Yeah. Basically, my Mount Rushmore was just action stars and sci-fi stars that I grew up with as a kid. But I mean, we have our honorable mentions. We've mentioned a couple already. I think like Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks has to be on the honorable
Oh yeah,
mentions.
yep, he's definitely
I
on
think-
mine.
I think he'd be at the top of pretty much everybody's, but ours for some reason. He was Woody.
Yeah, I
I
mean
think that's enough.
that basically.
He was Woody. That was enough. DiCaprio, we talked about. He was on yours. Sidney Poitier, which is just an older actor, but he's renowned. Morgan Freeman, Sir Patrick Stewart. I had Mel Gibson. He was one of like the last ones I wasn't sure of, but his anti-Semitism kind of threw me off.
Yeah, he's a douche.
Brad Pitt. I'm sure Brad Pitt. He's a good actor. People give him shit sometimes just for being a pretty boy, but he is a good actor.
Yeah, I think he's proven himself to like be a
time and time
versatile actor.
Yeah. Denzel Washington,
Yep.
also amazing actor. George Clooney. I love George Clooney.
I like George Clooney. I didn't even think about him.
He's so good. Laurence Olivier, which is another older actor that I think would be at the top of people's list. Al Pacino.
Mhm.
Al Pacino is also one. And then I wrote Patrick Swayze, but I don't think Patrick Swayze is that good of an actor. I just think
I just like his
I remember
name.
him.
Yeah.
I just think I remember him from my childhood like Roadhouse and Dirty Dancing, so that's about all that.
Yes.
Any other honorable mentions for you, Lauren?
I put Charlie Chaplin just because I think he's a pretty iconic.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't even think
silent-
about that. That's a good idea.
Thank you.
Silent movies.
Silent movies, but like, because no one watches silent movies anymore, you know. But
He would definitely be on like the Mount Rushmore of stuntmen.
yeah, for sure. Like, I just think that he would be like an iconic face to see up there. And then I also, just out of like, I don't really watch any movies with him, but like I put Humphrey Bogart because I like know that he's like iconic for a lot of people. Like, not for me personally. Like, I think Casablanca was like the most boring movie on the planet. But like,
it's like 4 hours of
it's just
boringness.
So slow and boring, and I don't like, I can't even concentrate on it long enough to follow it.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sure that he's like as great of an actor as like people have made him out to be. Like, I just don't care about him.
Yeah, neither do I.
But
yeah, this list was
this was
hard
more
to
of
do.
a paying a respect to like somebody I know is.
Yeah, which we didn't do at all with our list. By the way.
Yeah, you're right.
We
But
didn't
that's
pay
why
the-
he's not on the honorable mention.
We didn't pay our respects to anybody really besides, well, maybe Sir Ian McKellen, DiCaprio, and like Harrison Ford. Like they're probably the best out of the bunch that we named. Really, I think.
Yeah, I think. Well, I like Robin Williams. I'm gonna keep him.
Yeah,
Keep him in there. Jack Nicholson, he can, whatever.
he can go watch another
Yeah.
Lakers game. So before we go, Lauren, did you want to rate your thing? What is it again? Is it a
tea?
non-alcoholic beer or a non-alcoholic seltzer?
It's a non-alcoholic tea. It's
It
black.
tastes like beer.
Yeah, because it's black tea that's been dry hopped with Simcoe and Citra
Yeah.
hops.
Okay.
So it's which I think is just like the process of like getting the flavor out. Like, so it's like the aroma of it. It's like super florally from the hops. It just doesn't quite have like that bitter bite, but it still has like a bitterness, like a piney bitterness. It's sweet. It's delicious. On a scale of non-alcoholic beverages that have to do with beer, I'm gonna rate this a 4.
Okay.
Because it's fucking delicious. It tastes hoppy, and I love it. It's got caffeine in it too, so
That helps.
yeah.
I drink bourbon, Basil Hayden's. We don't really rank our alcohols, I think, most of the time, but
Yeah,
I mean,
rate
it's
it
a-
on
it's
your
a-
bourbon scale.
it's like a 4.5 for me. It's one of the better ones in the group.
There you go.
Well, that just about wraps it up for this episode of the Dirty 30. You can find the Brew Interviews on our Instagram account at The Brew Interviews or on Twitter at Brew Interviews. You can also send us an email at thebrewinterviews@gmail.com or on Facebook under The Brew Interviews. And if you feel so inclined, you can head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/The Brew Interviews and become part of the Brew Interviews family, just like these people: Hillary, Mitch, Steph, Karen, Danny, Jess, and the Wreck My Podcast crew. Thank you for supporting the show. Also, be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. It really helps us out. Also, be sure to check out our sponsor, adamandeve.com, and use our promo code BREW4U, that's the number 4, and get 50% off almost any item. So you get yourself something sexy and also help out the show at the same exact time. And as a side note, or maybe not a side note, but like a main note, we will be donating our Patreon funds for the month of September to the American Foundation for Suicide Preventions. It's a cause very near and dear to our hearts. So even if you just want to do a one-time donation, it's very appreciated. You can head over to our Patreon page, as I stated before, and just do a one-time $1,
Going to
$5,
a good cause.
$20, $5,000, $500.
We won't match it if you donate $500, but we would appreciate
definitely
it.
won't do that. For the Brew Interviews, I'm Robbie.
And I'm Lauren.
Good night.
Good night.
This has been The Brew Interviews, a podcast about craft beers coast to coast with Lauren and Robbie.
Here they are going to talk about your brews now.